This reflection is called Not Enough Time. And if you have a Bible, you can find it in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 to 11. Many years ago, I was sitting in the departure lounge of an international airport after a busy week of meetings. Having to take the chance of this few minutes lent to point to a phrase from a letter written to me by a friend. She wrote, "I feel the pressure of the shortness of time." My reaction was quite simple, don't we all? There is never enough time to do everything one wants to do, not even enough time to do all the things which need to be done. There is the pressure, I'm almost thinking temptation, because I sometimes think it is a temptation, to lengthen work hours, relax less, and prove how indispensable we really are. This is not good, because work expands to fill time available if we let it. Because the more pressure we allow on ourselves, the less sure is our judgment. When we put more pressure on ourselves, we become enslaved to the tyranny of the urgent, rather than free to pursue what we believe to be truly important. When we put more pressure on ourselves, the first thing that disappears in our busyness is the personal touch. We quickly get to the point where personal interruptions are resented rather than accepted as vital to our work. I'm not talking about time out to gossip or the trifling interruptions which people should have the sense not to make, but the real human contacts which keep our perspective warm and understanding. The wise writer of Ecclesiastes was right when he observed that there is a time for everything, joy or sorrow, work or leisure. There are several things to note. First, he says there is an appropriate time for everything, the implication being that there is an inappropriate time too. He also says that our work is given to us by God. In other words, it is God's work we do. He continues by saying that humans cannot comprehend the whole work of God. So what is this saying to us about never having enough time? To me, it says, look at your priorities, organise your time, do what you can, and then hand the rest over to God. It is impossible for us to see the whole mosaic of life. We need to realise that the work is His and that we are His helpers and not the other way round. And when we have honestly done what we can, we have to hand it over to Him. It's up to Him. When we allow ourselves to get too busy, I often ask myself, what am I trying to prove? There is usually a good deal of ego in here, and it takes humility to accept one's own limitations and vulnerability. There is a great peace in accepting that we can't do it all, and that in a very real way we don't need to be. There is a beautiful hymn called Be Still and Know That I Am God. So let's just be still for a moment and make time for God. Dear God, I get so busy. Sometimes because I want to help. Sometimes because I can't say no. Sometimes because if I'm honest, I'm flattered to be asked. And it all adds up to strain, to tiredness, to not having 2 minutes to call my own. And then comes the short temper, the resentment perhaps. And before long, I'm not liking the people I'm called to serve or who have asked me for help. And then I feel guilty, and I don't like myself. When we do not allow ourselves enough time, perhaps we feel like a mouse in a treadmill, rushing around faster and faster and getting nowhere. And the first thing that goes out of the window is us, our own well-being, our relationship with God. No time, God, sorry. Then our relationship with our family. Perhaps we think they should know I'm busy and not ask for my time. And then there's my friends. Can't they see all these things I have to do? It's at times like these that we need to spend time with God more. It's at times like these God may seem a long way away, and we might ask, where are you? But if we take the time, you will hear the quiet voice. Be still and know that I am God. He is near. He has been here all the time. And you can hear him if you listen. Then you will not feel alone. You will not feel dependent on being busy. You will discern that the whole world won't end if you take a break. You need to remember it's your world as much as everyone else's. You are blessed to be part of it, but it's yours also. And when you have done what you can safely leave the rest to God, and God will still your heart. May God give us all peace. Amen.